this week our story has been talking about what? Somebody raise a quiet hand and tell me. Caleb?
Jack.
Okay, it is talking about Jack. What is Jack, Caleb?
A pumpkin.
A pumpkin. Jack is a pumpkin. And in our book, Jack goes through a life cycle. So that means that he changes. He doesn't stay the same throughout the book, does he? No, he changes. So we're going to talk about the ways that Jack changes. So let's look at the beginning. What kind is at the very beginning? What is he? A pumpkin. What kind of pumpkin? Jack. Orange. He is a grown, ripe orange pumpkin. And Tim carves him. Makes him a jack-o'-lantern. But then something happens to him. What happens to him?
He starts
to rot. Starts to rot. So they have to put him where?
in the garden.
In the garden. And he stays in the garden. And does he still stay the same?
Yes.
What? Does he? No. What happens to him?
His skin starts to change.
His skin starts to change. And what grows all over him?
Mold.
The mold grows all over him because he is rotting. What happens one day?
The
It starts to snow and the snow covers it. What happens when that snow melts away?
The rest of the pumpkin.
There's just a little bit of the pumpkin left. We have the stem, a little bit of skin, and some seeds that are left. What does the book tell us that Tim does to those seeds? Somebody raise their hand and tell me. Tremia?
He dig them up.
Okay, doesn't dig them. What does he put on them?
Dirt.
He puts dirt over him, so he plants the seeds. He plants those seeds. And what happens when it turns springtime?
It turns a little sprout.
Very good, Trista. It turns into a little sprout. So we have a baby plant. And what does Tim do to that plant?
Water it.
He waters it, he weeds it, and he takes care of it. And that plant does what?
Turns a flower.
Okay, it grows. It grows into a bigger plant. Right here it says that Tim weeded and watered and watched the sprout. Slowly and steadily, the plant changed and grew. It branched and spread a web of vines over the ground. But there still weren't any pumpkins, so it was still just the plant. All right, then what happened? What came on the plant?
A flower.
The flowers. What color were the flowers?
Yellow.
Yellow. They call those blossoms. Say blossoms.
Blossom.
So the yellow blossoms came on the plant, but did they stay very long?
No.
No. Remember it told us that they closed shut. And then after those blossoms, what came?
They turned into weeds.
No.
They turned into a pumpkin.
What kind of pumpkins? What color were they? They're green pumpkins. We got green pumpkins on our plant. And what did those green pumpkins do? Did they turn orange immediately?
No.
Did
They
they?
stayed green.
No, they stayed green and they kept what?
Growing.
They kept growing. Very good. And then one day, what did what did Tim see?
Pumpkin.
What kind of pumpkins?
Yellow. Orange.
Orange pumpkins. Were they all the way orange?
No.
No, so they weren't quite ready yet. But what did he do with them?
He planted them.
He picked them and put them where?
On the
He
porch.
picked and put them on the porch and said he hoped for one more change. And then what happened at the very end?
He got them to his friends.
He did give them to his friends. Were they all the way ripe and orange? Yes, so they had made it all the way back around their life cycle to a big, ripe orange pumpkin. Yes, Tristan? You do? All right, so I've got some pictures up here, and we're going to see if we can put them in order of how a pumpkin grows. All right, tell me what the first thing is. Do I have a green pumpkin first, or do I have a seed that I plant?
A seed.
I have a seed that I plant. Where do I plant the seed?
In the garden.
Okay, in the garden or what?
Dirt.
In the dirt. I need to put it in some dirt. If I just put a seed on this floor right here, would it grow?
No.
No. Why wouldn't it grow?
Cause we don't got dirt.
blossoms?
The blossom.
The yellow blossom. Very good. And what did those yellow blossoms turn into?
Green pumpkin.
Green pumpkin.
Green pumpkin.
There's my green pumpkin that it turns into on my vine. And that green pumpkin eventually turns into what?
Orange pumpkin.
An orange pumpkin. Very good. So then when we get to the end of the life cycle, when I have this orange pumpkin, I can take the seeds from it and do what?
Water it.
I've got to do what before I water it? Put them in the,
Porch.
not the porch, where do I grow something?
In the garden.
In the ground, in the garden, in the dirt. So I can take those seeds and then it'll start all over again. I'll put it back in the ground and it'll grow to a sprout, to a plant, to a blossom, to a green pumpkin, and an orange pumpkin. So pumpkins give and give and give if we keep using those seeds.